Hi, my name is Dave Grant. Welcome to the Retirement Matters blog. Retirement Matters is a financial planning and an investment management company in Barrington, Illinois. Today, we are talking about the pension plan that gets offered to employees of AbbVie. Now, pension plans are not exactly the sexiest topic to talk about, but I'm going to go through 6 things that you need to do in order to maximize your benefits. So in looking at this pension plan, it is all based on a formula. And part of that formula is looking at your earnings over the last 5 years of your employment at AbbVie before you then retire. Now that earnings, you're getting a lot of payments, while you work at AbbVie. But in order for the pension to look at your earnings, it's only looking at a couple of things. It's looking at your base pay and any overtime that you're able to earn. So it's not looking at any ad hoc bonuses. It's not looking at any performance awards that you get. It's looking at your pay and any overtime that you're able to earn. And then if you're reducing that by contributing to the 401k plan or any other tax-deferred plans, it will take that into consideration and only look at the portion that you're taking home. So here's where the first tip comes in. When you're looking at a pension plan, it is linked to the IRS. The IRS has maximum income limits that it will allow to be used in the calculation for generating a pension. In 2019, it was $275,000 of earnings. So, what you want to be doing, if you are fortunate enough to be earning over $275,000, you want to defer as much income over the $275,000 as you can, either by using 401k plan, HSA, deferred compensation plan, because none of that extra is actually going to be included in your pension benefit. There's a caveat, there is a supplemental pension plan that is able to be used by some people, so you need to understand if you're eligible for that or not. If you're not, you want to keep your income level at a maximum of $275,000. If it goes above that, figure out a way to defer that until a later date or put that into some extra savings. Now, with that being said, here comes tip number 2. Only a small amount of people can earn $275,000. I'm aware of what a large number that is. So if you're not there yet, let's say you're earning $150,000. You only are assessed on the last 5 years of your income. So what you want to do is be very strategic. Let's say you're 6 years away from retirement and you're due for a promotion and a raise. Well, see if you can get that promotion into the 5 years of retirement, not before, because then that means that it's in that 5-year window and it will be used for your pension. If you're eligible for overtime, start earning as much overtime in that last 5 years as you can, because then that's all used in your pension calculation. Anything before that 5 years is essentially not counted towards the pension. So the formula itself for the pension, let me throw it up on the screen here. It is 1.1% times the average of your last 5 years' earnings multiplied by your years of service, which then equals your annual benefit. Now the last part there, here's where your tip number 3 comes in. It's all about the years of service. The maximum years of service that's used in the pension plan is 35 years. Now obviously the more years of service you have, that's a factor that will make the pension grow. But if you've been at AbbVie for your whole career, or if you've been at a subsidiary and it's rolled into AbbVie because AbbVie's not been around for 35 years, you want to be aware that if you work past 35 years, you're not going to be getting a bigger benefit on that years of service factor into your pension. So you may just want to say, okay, I'm at 35 years. My pension's not going to grow a lot based on this because the only factor that's growing now is my salary. I'm just going to leave. So don't put too many years in if you don't have to once you hit that 35-year limit. So tip number 3, tackle people who are working a really long time, up to 35 years in the company. But if you are looking to retire early, if you're vested in the pension plan and you can do that, you want to be aware of a couple things. So you can retire at the age of 55 and still be eligible for your pension. But you have a magic age of 62. If you retire at the age of 65 and start taking your pension right away, you are going to be deducted a portion of your pension per year up until the age of 62. So what that looks like, if you retire at 55 and you take it straight away, it's 5% per year before you're 62. So if you retire at 55, 62, you're looking at a 7-year gap that's going to be 35% reduction that you're going to receive in your pension for the rest of your life. So here's your tip. If you want to retire at 55, don't take your pension yet. Wait until you're 62, but you need to figure out how you're going to get income in that 7-year gap. So that could be deferred comp. That could be 401k savings. That could be regular savings. That could be living off the income of a spouse. But you do need to plan for it if you plan to leave at 55 and then not take your pension to get out of that reduction. So now let's say you're getting to retirement, you're looking at the options to take your pension. You're going to have a number of different withdrawal options. And here's where tip number 5 comes in. A lot of people, if they're married, they want to be able to pass some of the benefit on to their spouse should they pass away. So that's where joint and survivor benefits comes in. So you may be looking at taking a 50% or 100% joint and survivor benefit so that you get a smaller benefit, but your spouse at least gets something, whether it's 50% of your benefit or the whole thing if you took a 100% benefit. However, here's some things to look out for. If your spouse is older than you, let's say you're 60 when you retire, you're going to collect your pension when you're 62, but your spouse is actually 69. There's a good chance that they may die before you. So you have to say, well, based on their health, based on their family history, is there a chance that they could die before me and they may not get any survivor benefit on this pension and I'm taking a smaller benefit myself? That's one thing to look at. You also want to look at something called pension maximization. I'm going to put a link below the video so you can actually read about this on the Retirement Matters blog because we've covered this. Pension maximization is where you take the full benefit that you can get on your life. No survivor benefits, but with a portion of that benefit that you take, you actually buy life insurance on yourself. So that means that if you pass away, yes, your pension benefit will disappear, but then your spouse gets a lump sum of life insurance money that then continues that income on. What you can find in there is there's some price arbitrage. If your pension is about $2,000 a month, we'll use round math here, $2,000 a month just for yourself, but if you did a joint survivor, it's actually $1,500. Well, you've got a $500 spread. If you took $2,000 by yourself, purchased insurance for $300 a month, you've now got $200. That's all yours, and you've still kept the benefit in place for your spouse. All right, tip number 6 when it comes to your pension plan at AbbVie is all about interest rates and looking at the lump sum payment you can take. So when we looked at tip number 5, we're looking at all these income options that you can take. Well, one of the options you can do is you take a lump sum withdrawal and then you move that to an IRA and then you just take money out to live on. But the lump sum amount of money that you get is all based on current interest rates. If our current interest rates are high, your lump sum payment is going to be low. If our current interest rates are low, your payment's going to be higher. It's all based on actuarial assumptions that go into that. So if we're in a low interest rate environment and you're confident that you can, or using a financial advisor, start to generate income that might be higher that you receive from a pension, then that's great. Go ahead and do that. But if we're in a high interest rate environment and your lump sum payment is actually lower than you could actually use to generate the right amount of income that your pension could generate, well, maybe you just want to leave the money with the pension plan. So it's something to look at, something to analyze when you get to retirement and when you're making those decisions. So hopefully these tips help you. Pension planning is not easy. When you're through your career or when you're looking at retirement, there is a lot of factors that go into that. Obviously, I deal with AbbVie employees. This is something that I do at Retirement Matters. So if you have any questions, please feel free, let me know. All right, until next time, take care.